Well, last winter it was Pittsburgh's Aaron Donald who won the Bronko Nagurski Trophy, given to the top defensive player in college football. So who could hear their name called at this year's banquet? Ray Crawford here with our college football analyst Doug Chapman. And on Thursday, 81 players were officially named to the Nagurski watch list. But Doug, we want to know your top contenders. Give us your top three that you're looking forward to contend for this award.
Yeah, so many impactful players on that side of the ball at all three levels, defensive line, linebacker, and secondary. But if I had to narrow it down to my list, I like the linebacking core. And let's start with number 3, Myles Jack from UCLA. Remember, he was the offensive and defensive freshman of the year in the Pac-12 last season. Also played offense, had 75 tackles, being moved from inside to outside linebacker now to fill the shoes of Anthony Barr. Impactful player. Number 2 on my list is Georgia's RAMIK Wilson. Remember Jarvis Jones, who came out of there a couple years ago, now with the Pittsburgh Steelers? He's a better football player. New defensive coordinator Jeremy Pruitt is going to have a field day with this guy. 133 tackles last year. Explosive and often unblockable. Teams do not have an answer for RAMIK Wilson sometimes. You watch the film, he's fantastic. And number 1 on my list, he's undersized for a defensive end, but Vic Beasley, look at his numbers, 23 tackles for a loss, 13 sacks. They may have the best defensive line in all of college football, so teams cannot focus on Beasley. His numbers will actually go up. He had better numbers than Jadeveon Clowney last year.
Well, you have a solid group of 3 here. Jack, one of 18 Pac-12 players in the watch list. Some say Wilson is Georgia's best pro prospect this year. The same being said for Beasley there at Clemson. But we always love your dark horse. We mentioned 81 players on this list. So give us an underdog or dark horse to be looking for.
A guy on the outside looking in to me is Trey DePriest from Alabama. He's in that C.J. Mosley mold. Very solid player. He gets everyone lined up. Just not as impactful as the other guys. Makes a lot of plays, but doesn't make the big plays. Not a big sacker. Tackles for loss, he had a lot last year, but watch it go down. There's a lot of football players. Reuben Foster, another linebacker in that core for Alabama, is going to take some plays away from him. I love DePriest, but I want to see more big plays. The other 3 guys make more big plays.
Hard to believe, but there has never been an Alabama player win the Nagurski Award.
Crazy, right?
It is, and maybe that will change this year. You know, speaking of trophies, the College Football Playoff is about to unveil their new championship trophy. It will make its debut live Monday at 11 o'clock Eastern, right here on CampusInsiders.com.